used in sexual, as a sexual instrument. They can't combine the two. There must be a taking away of the dross. There must be a purging so that your vessel, your instruments can be now vessels of the glory. Father, let the fire begin to burn. Let the fire begin to purge. Begin to prepare somebody here in this house. The mantle of William Braham is still looking for somebody. Since William Braham died, he has not found a man, a woman that can carry that mantle. When William Braham was 7 years of age, he was sent to collect water from the stream. And he went with a bucket to collect the water. And he sat under a tree. And while he was under a tree, he heard, a wind was blowing in the trees. And he looked up, and there was a voice that said to him, I have called you. If you will keep your vessel clean, stay away from drinking alcohol, stay away from smoking cigarettes, and keep your body, your vessel clean from women. And a day will come, I will return back to you, and I will use you to shake your generation. Keep your vessel clean. And the voice left. As he grew up, the day came, his father gave him a glass of whiskey to drink and said to him, my son, are you a man? All my boys, they drink. But you are a sissy. You are like a small girl. Drink this one to prove you're a man. And as he collected the glass of whiskey from the father, the voice, if you will stay clear from alcohol, from cigarettes, from women, a day will come, I will use you as my vessel of glory. He dropped the glass. He ran. His father was laughing at him. The day came, a group of young men handed him a cigarette to smoke. And the voice, if you will keep your vessel clean, stay clear from alcohol. Any day, the opposite sex was coming to him and there was tension and pressure. And the voice will speak. If you will keep your vessel clean, stay clear from alcohol, from cigarette, and from women, a day will come, I will use you for the... And that was how William Braham, he was in the crowd, but different from the crowd. Father, lay hand on them. Lay hand on the glory carriers. Lay hand. Out of the whole crowd that have come, Father, raise that young man, raise that young woman, Shaka. William Braham, as he grew up, he was so sensitive to the fact that he was not ordinary. May a sensitivity enter you. That sensitivity caused him that any day there is a television on and there is a sensual scene. Any day they are discussing coarse, crude jokes. Any day he meets a group of people and they're discussing vulgar things, he will excuse himself and leave that group. He doesn't stay where there is pollution. He doesn't stay where there is corruption, because to carry the glory, you cannot mix with the crowd. That dimension, that level of sensitivity to be a glory carrier was with William Braham from his youthful stage of 7 until that angel appeared to him and said, the time has come because you kept your vessel clean. Now it's time for the glory of God to follow you into every platform and every city you enter. My glory shall follow you because you have paid the price of sanctification of your vessel. Do you know that when William Braham goes for a meeting and they book hotels for him, as he will step into the hotel, he will only step one step into most of the rooms. And he will stand like this, one leg in, one leg out. And he will stay for about 5 seconds. And he will either tell you, it's okay, let's enter. Or he will tell you, please find me another room or find me another hotel. Because in those 5 seconds, everything that has transpired in that room in the last 3 days will appear before him. And there was a meeting he went with his son. And the organizers booked him in the most expensive hotel in that city. And they thought he was going to be happy. And he only stepped in and said, check me out from this place. Get me out from this room. And his son, when they got to the next hotel, said, Daddy, why did you react like that? You embarrassed the organizers. He said, son, you don't know what I saw. I saw it wasn't just a man with a woman. There was like group sex on that very bed they were taking me. And the last 3 nights, and son, if I have remained in that room, I would have been battling in my spirit for the whole of this program. And if I sleep in that room, then the dimension of glory I will carry in the meeting will be reduced. Because the flesh fights against the glory. No wonder William Braham is known to be practically the greatest glory carrier that ever operated on the earth since Jesus Christ. No wonder up till today that mantle is still hanging in the air. Oh my God. He so carried the glory that one of the baptismal services in the Ohio River, while he was baptizing people in water, the cloud of glory appeared over him. 2,000 people saw the cloud and saw the glory and saw a light above his head and heard a voice audibly speaking over his life. He so carried the glory that there are several photographs of William Braham when he's ministering. You will see a pillar of fire or you'll see a light of glory. He literally carried the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud that anywhere he goes, you see that glory visible. There's a photograph I have. It's a series of 4 photographs in one meeting where they snap his photograph in 4 different places. And each of those photographs, you see the lights over his head. A carrier of the glory. William Braham had a meeting. It was an 8 days revival meeting. And after the first day, the number of recreative miracle was so many that the auditorium could not contain the crowd the next day. And from the gates down the road, there was a crowd 1 mile long. You're not hearing me. Are you hearing me at all? Good. That line was the people that were coming for healing. Because anybody he lay hand, piam, that's it. Piam, 1 mile long. And he told the crowd, my heart is broken for me to see a program and crowd 1 mile long outside queuing up for visitation. Because of that, I will stay the whole 8 days and I will make sure I will be laying hand on everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, laying hand on everybody for 8 days and 8 nights When he's tired, he sleeps on the pulpits and tells them to bring him small food to resuscitate his strength. Then he continues laying hand. But you know, the crowd never reduced from 1 mile. Rather, the crowd was growing from 1 mile to 1.25 miles to 1.5 miles to 2 miles to 2. Why? Because the news of the miracles, that people from far cities were all packing their sick down there. When he finished the 8 days program, the crowd was longer than when he began the meeting. And ladies and gentlemen, the amazing thing about that particular meeting is that every single person he laid hands on were healed. There was 100% accuracy. How can your hand carry power and glory when your hand is being used to touch your body up and down? I've never seen a glory carrier like William Braham, but he paid the price. Purity. In Bombay, India, when he landed, he set a meeting for all the religious leaders of all the religions, the Baha'i, the Confucianists, the Hindu, the Sikhs, the Sikhs, the Buddhists, the Muslims. 17 leaders of 17 religions. He hosted them in his hotel with a lunch. And after hosting them, he invited all of them personally to come to the crusade that night. And he gave them a front seat row. 17 leaders of religion. And while William Braham was ministering that night, he said, there's a man here. You belong to a particular religion that your discipline is to look at the sun for 2 hours every day, so that your eyes will be open in the spirit realm. You have been doing that for years until your 2 eyes have become blind. You see in the spirit, but in the physical, your eyes are blind. Come out. And the man came out. His 2 eyes have been burnt out by looking at the sun every day for hours. And he said, come on the platform. And the man came on the platform. He turned to the 17 leaders of the 17 world religions and said to them, if your God is able to put 2 eyes into this man, I will drop microphone. I will tell you to put a placard on my back that says false prophet. And I will walk down the streets of India with false prophet on my back until I reach the airport and check out, never to come again. If your God can put eyes in him. So, let the first person come and perform that miracle. And all of them remain seated. That you might know that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. Not I shall put the eyeballs, but Jesus. Lord Jesus, can you download 2 brand new eyeballs for this man? Immediately 2 eyeballs was suspended in the air like 2 glass pearls hanging over the head of this young man. And those eyeballs were hanging in the air for over 10 seconds. Everybody saw them. He said, now, Lord, that they have seen, put those eyeballs in his sockets. Everybody in that meeting screamed. And the 17 leaders of the world religion, gentlemen, can you renounce what you belong to? And can you give your life to Jesus? Starting from the world religions, all of them, they bow their knees. There is something we are lacking. There is something we are in need of. It's called the glory. It's called the glory. It's called the glory. It's called the glory. That very day in that meeting, there was a crowd of 30,000. All 30,000 gave their life to Christ. William Braham from Bombay, India, going home. The driver that was taking him to his airport, he said, "Sir, you have been so good to me. Is there anything I can do for you as I'm on the way to the airport? I have just a little time." He said, "Yes, my best friend, he has a daughter who is crippled. She's in a wheelchair. And the house is even on the way to the airport. Can you pray for her?" With all pleasure. You're rushing to the airport to catch plane. And they just take you into a room where you see a young girl. She was actually outside. Young boys and girls were playing football. William Braham came to the young girl in a wheelchair. "Daughter, why aren't you playing ball with these others of your age?" She said, "Have you not seen I am crippled?" He said, "I am William Braham. I have seen Jesus miracles upon miracles for the whole past nights, and he's here right now standing by me. Daughter, if you can believe him, he carried the ball, he rolled the ball, he said, 'Get up and get the ball.' As she stood up, all the legs began to readjust." William Braham. A man like you, like me. But there was something he overcame called youthful lust. It's a non-negotiable area. You do not, anything that appears anytime, whether in your phone, anywhere, on the moment you just separate yourself, because you are a holy vessel. Kalebo Shataya. Man of God, bring me that cloth. 2 pastors, please come. 2 pastors. Stand there, sir. Just stand there. Sir, stand here. Other one, stand here. Take it down. Sir, move, shift this side, shift. I want you to, no, sir, you stay there. I want you to understand, this is David. This is David. Amen! That has never lost a battle from 2 Samuel chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 10, chapter 11, defeating the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Amalekites, nation after nation, the Philistines. He was like a speed train that was destroying nation after nation. And Satan said, "I know the thing I will use to stop this speed train." Youthful lust. Youthful lust.